Hello again, everybody. There's Mary Hall. My name is Dale DuFay. How you doing, Mary?
Doing good. Hope you guys are doing good.
It's Friday, right?
Friday.
No, is it really? Yeah, Friday.
It's Friday.
Yay! But yesterday we continued with the work here in the bathroom at H5. I think we decided to call this H5 because it's too hard to be, 4A, 4B, etc. But we got all the walls completely tore out. Here's the, you can see how they
The original siding
attached this little hut to the original building. But we removed all the drywall and nails and etc. I didn't cut any of these nails yet. It's going to take a long time cutting 100 plus nails there.
Part of the floor.
And we removed part of the floor to expose the typical crawl space that you usually see. That we're going to have to clean out. At least they put plastic down, but I don't think it did much good.
Alright.
It's like, not sealed like it should be. So we're going to do that. We're going to clean this crawl space all up real good. Remove the rest of this floor so we can do that easily. I'm not crawling under there. Because it's just too cheap to put, relatively speaking, to just lay down, two and a half sheets of 4x8 drywall, drywall, 3/4 inch tongue and groove plywood. It takes, one sheet does 32 square feet. So yeah, probably 2.5 sheets to do this whole floor. And, when we're all done, getting it all buttoned up and everything, cleaned up and sealed and all that good stuff. Somebody brought up a good point about filling these cinder blocks here. Donald, he said down south, right?
Yeah.
They put sand in there, right? That was, the reason we did it at H4 is for strength and stability. Here we don't really need it because it's just basically holding up this shack, essentially. And so we might just fill that with sand.
Good idea.
Yeah, because the sand would help insulate that. So everything we can do to insulate that block, we're going to do, including the 1.5, possibly 2-inch thick styrofoam on the inside wall, and lined and sealed around all 4 walls, or this 3 here. I mean, and then get this crawl space dried up and warm, and the same closest to the same temperature as the room as possible.
Warm and cozy.
Yeah, I don't understand why people, we ran into the same thing where they put the insulation between the floor joists, and we already took it out, of course, but that never works because it just falls out, and again, they're isolating the crawl space, which is just as important as the upper space.
The little wire runs, rust, and fall off.
You can see where the water lines are. This plastic doesn't burst as much as copper or plastic, but you could tell they probably constantly had problems down here. And I still don't know how they accessed and did all this work under here because there's no access from the basement to get in here. So maybe when we remove the floor.
They had to do it before they put the floor on.
Yeah, could be. I don't know. But a lot of this is new. They didn't have this plastic supply lines.
This floor here is different than that floor.
Yeah, there's 2 different, obviously, additions here. This was the first one.
This was the first little
The
tiny
first little
bathroom.
lean-to they had for this. It was probably just basically what they call a water closet, toilet closet. And then they extended it out 5 more feet, for the bathtub and stuff, shower. But
500-pound bathtub.
at least they did the cinder block part correctly and whatnot, but they didn't fill them like they should. Nobody ever does. So that's what we're going to do today, get this crawl space cleaned out. And then we got to figure out what our layout's going to be here so we can do the plumbing. And there's virtually was no electrical in here per se. That what little there was all really botched and half-assed and very dangerous. In fact, one of the wires, this one here, was where it was ended up here, actually had, the white wire was actually brown from the heat. So that's very dangerous. A lot of the fires, that's what happens. House burns down, that's what happens. Shabby electrical work. But anyway, we can get, all the electrical where we're going to do it once we lay it out and all that stuff. We'll know where to put outlets and lights and etc., etc., etc. So this is our little bathroom hut. We're not going to get too crazy, but we do have to do it properly. And, the most important thing is we have to get it done. I hope we can get it done in 2 weeks. But you know how that is.
We can do
I know
it.
it's just a small room, but it's amazing what it curtails. You know, it's just really, really, really a lot of work. And we're still at the tear out stage. We're still removing rotten stuff. I mean, we've got to remove all that. You know, all of that. It's got to be removed. And on this side, anywhere where there was water is a problem. It's okay over here, thank goodness, even by the toilet.
Yep.
But again, we're redoing the whole floor. It's amazing that this is still wet. Still wet after the fan being on it for, what, 48 hours now?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still wet. But that's, you know, the toilet's been seeping for decades. Again, same old, we run into this everywhere we go. It's amazing how people just don't seem to want to take care of their bathrooms. And when winter time comes around, they don't understand why it's so cold in that crawl space. Well, they sealed it off from the warmth and everything, and they just exposed it to all the elements outside. These cinder blocks, literally, when they get cold in the wintertime, they are literally like a block of ice. And they stay cold for, you know, ever. Like if you were to bring a frozen chunk of a frozen cinder block into a house, it would probably take 6-8 hours for it to get to room temperature. I mean, that's how much they retain the cold and heat. So that that has to all be dealt with. So that's what we're going to do. Well, so we'll keep you all up to date and keep you apprised, and then on the process, we're documenting what we're doing here.
See you
Which is a good thing.
on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, we don't get no days off here in Maryland. Is there anything you want to add to that, Mary, before we end this
You
video?
guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Love you guys.
All right, cool. With that, we both thank you for watching, and we'll talk at you later. Love ya.